All right, so you should be seeing my CB desk. And then I want to point out, as of yesterday, they put a red COVID-19 news information, and that's the link to your content hub. So if you are looking for phrases for a letter to send out to people or Facebook posts, you will find a lot of content in there. And some of it is more warm and fuzzy, which I really appreciate. There are pieces for Facebook. It's called the We're Here For You campaign. So I would recommend you looking through those. I'm also going to send those out again. It's called the We're Here For You campaign. I sent them out, I think, earlier last week. I'm going to go into InTouch. I got permission to go into somebody's InTouch, and I will show you some things that are available to you. Because I've gotten a lot of emails forwarded to me from that were sent out by our competitors. Our technology is as good or better than everyone else out there, especially, but I think we just haven't been maximizing it. And the presentation I saw yesterday by Market Leader was really energizing, because they talked about really focusing on the things that you could do and not focusing on the things that you can't do. And also to remind us that our clients are people too. And I'm kind of an introvert. I shut down quite a bit on the weekends and spend a lot of time by myself with my family. And I found myself reaching out to people that I haven't talked to in years, because you just want to make sure everybody's okay. And it's kind of been a fun way to reconnect with people that I've lost touch with. And I think that that's an important lesson to all of us as salespeople, to remind you that, check in. Don't try to close a deal, ask how their home is. Don't solicit them in any way, but check in with your sphere. The Market Leader said, what you do now is going to impact your business for the next 6 to 12 months easily. So don't curl up and give up, but to go out there and really reach out to your friends and family and people you've lost touch with, and just say, how are you? Are you doing okay? Can I get you anything? Do you need anything? If I'm out and about, do you want me to pick up something or whatever? Just personalize our strange situation. Okay, so back to the presentation. I'm in InTouch, and you go to your marketing center. So if you haven't spent any time in your marketing center, this is a good time to, first of all, clean up your email lists, make sure that they're still current, that you're communicating with the people that you think you're communicating with, that sort of thing. So here's your marketing center. And I'm going to show you where to find some of this COVID-19 content and the different messages that are available, because there are different emails out there. So I'm going to go in the design library. At the top here is the monthly. You'll find your monthly newsletter is here. Some of the other campaigns that are available through InTouch are here. There are some reminder campaigns that you can set reminders in there. There are seasonal eblast, which I really like a lot. There's the monthly real estate newsletter that talks about home improvement tips, financing ideas, that sort of thing. It's relevant primarily to homeowners, and it's geared towards real estate. And then the seasonal campaign is just about Happy Mother's Day, Happy 4th of July, that sort of thing. So the design library, which I spend a lot of time in, and you probably too do as an agent, you go to the email and video marketing. It's weird doing these presentations and having everything be so quiet. Generally, you're going to be using the listing enabled, and we're going to go back in there in a minute. This pulls MLS text and MLS images. So that's where you would go to do an eblast to your sphere or to other agents that you want to communicate with about a price reduction or an open house or a virtual tour. But today we're going to do the COVID-19. So I'm going to search in here, COVID-19. No spaces, but you do need the dash. The search button on InTouch is a little particular, I have found. And also when you're searching in InTouch, be aware that there's also different collections available. So if you have a pro account, you're probably going to see a lot more in here. And you also should be seeing some global luxury content. So here's the listing enabled. I've typed in COVID-19, and these are the different e-blasts that are available to you. So I'm going to just go through them real quickly. This one is about health and safety tips that could go to just about anybody. There's a place to put your logo up there, your own personal logo, and then the Coldwell Banker, the new logo will be loaded, as will your headshot. So I'm going to go back to search. This is just basic content about hygiene and health. The second one is pulls in our new TV campaign that has been put on hold, unfortunately, because of March Madness being canceled. And I have to say that has been quite a hardship for me. I love college basketball, but poor me. This one is Home, It's Everything. And let's face it, people are looking at their homes in a totally different way. Some of us are so happy with our homes and we feel very safe and secure here. Others are like, oh, I wish I had more space, or why do I have all this space? So people are really evaluating their home buying decisions right now, probably more so than ever. So this is some warm, fuzzy content about our ad campaign, or it plays into our ad campaign. Home, it's part of our DNA. Has been since we were founded 114 years ago. But so has the unexpected. So it's personalizing the situation and reminding people that we're there for them. Now, this is one that is geared more towards home buyers, and you can talk, and these all can be personalized, and I'll go through how you could do that at the end. This one talks about looking for a home. And the truth is, somebody posted this week that 5 homes in Western Springs closed since Sunday. So people still do have to move. Some people don't. But if there are buyers out there looking, the market leader presentation talked about there's less competition. There's certainly less inventory in most categories, but there is less competition for a buyer. So some people are still really do have to move for lifestyle reasons. They had another child, or they got a divorce, or they're retiring and want to downsize. So people, despite this traumatic situation that we're in, may still be looking. So you want to provide them some resource to do so. And this talks about how to buy a home. There's virtual tours. In the text says, I'm happy to preview homes for you if you're interested in a virtual tour, that sort of thing. It looks like I might have a chat. Do I have a chat? Let's see. Or did somebody just join? The quiet is hard. Okay, let me hit chat. And I'm sorry to pull out. Okay, so I'm okay there. Okay, so that is one that is a nice thing to send out to people that are looking to buy. So you could customize that message to buyers if you have them grouped. COVID-19, this one, what's your home worth? This is a newer one that they've added in the last few days. It's a good time to talk to people about the value of their home, and they could even go through and do a virtual tour for you. If they didn't want to invite you into their home, they could take their phone and do a FaceTime video of what their property looks like. So that's an option for you there. Let's see here. There's protecting. Oh, that one's the same as the other one. Let's see here. This one I thought was nice. The secret to selling homes in today's market. So this one is geared towards sellers, and it talks about our listing concierge program and keep moving forward virtually. Talks about our strength as a virtual marketer, which we are. A lot of our competition is also sending out things, they're calling it virtual tours, when in fact they're actually links to their face or their property page, which is something you certainly can do. It's a great way to provide somebody in an email format all of the pictures and all of the information. And we'll talk about how to do that next. So COVID-19, this looks like selling your home in these challenging times. There's the marketing program as discussed. I mean, really, Listing Concierge is even more valuable than it's ever been because of our social media content, our TV shows. It's just really, I think, become even more valuable. The postcards, Somebody said in a presentation yesterday that postcards seem even more personal than ever before because you're getting something, you're checking your mail every day because you're here. Guiding you home, again, a reference to our beautiful TV spot. Thank you for your business and your trust in Coldwell Banker. COVID-19 is at the top of everybody's mind, and my priority is the health and safety of my clients. So they talk about different ways that they're going to handle or manage any visits to your home. So that's something that's in there for you. So let's go into the last one, virtual support, and I'll show you how to customize it. So if you haven't done one of these eBlasts before, they're pretty easy to customize as long as you like the layout that's been given to you. So I'm going to hit personalize. And here is where you would edit it. So this is a great image. I would not change that. You could put a headline up in here or a headline down here. So this one talks about new listings. Our exclusive marketing program enables me to reach potential buyers more quickly. And I want to remind everybody about some things that you may not be aware that happen when you do a listing concierge. In addition to e-blasting over 5,000 agents in the Chicagoland region, every Friday we e-blast that large group of active realtors about your new listing. It's grouped by region, so people that sell in the South and Southwest western suburbs would get content targeted there. The North Shore would get a different one. City people get a different one. And it goes out to all the active agents in that region. It comes out every Friday. You should be getting a copy of it on your CB Exchange email every Friday. Also, the eBlast, you can send these out to your sphere. Many of us do not take advantage of that through Listing Concierge. So when you have a new order, request that they do an eBlast for your new listing. And you can eBlast it out to your clients through Prospect Square. You can also edit it after the fact. So Sheila Gentile and I were working one day and realized that once it was loaded into your Prospect Square account, you could eBlast it out, but you could also edit it after the fact. So if once this is behind us, you do a big bunch of open houses, start thinking about what you want to do when we are able to go out and be more active again, and maybe start thinking about some events for all of your listings, especially if they're targeted in one area. That's just a thought. But anyway, you can e-blast out to people there through Prospect Square. But here's the COVID-19. You'll see down here, it's got her headshot in here. If you have your own logo, you can insert it underneath the Coldwell Banker. You could also insert it in another box. So look for the gray boxes, the layouts, you can work within them. So let's just show you an example of what I mean by that. So let's say we're going to insert a photo. So I'm clicked in this gray box, and let's pretend she has her own logo. We're going to insert an image here, and it brings up on the right-hand side my images. There's also stock images, which you may or may not be aware of. But let's say you want to put some pretty flowers, and you can use this image of these impatiens. Actually, I don't think those are actual impatiens. Those are the sunnier ones, the vincas or something. They're beautiful. So you could hit up here in this toolbar, bring it down and center it in that area. And you could say something like, think spring or something like that. So you would hit that. And now I have a new line. Think of daydream about happy thoughts. Daydream about warmer weather. Whatever. So not my best writing. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to center it. And then I'm going to make it bolder. Let's say I want to change it to italics. Let's say I want to make it bigger. I go up to the toolbar and I drop down and make it bigger. And then I want it to be pinky purple, so it matches the flowers. So you can do that. You could also do something like click here to learn about my new listings. And I wouldn't necessarily do a ton of hard sales approach, but I also think a little hyperlink is easy to do, and it's a nice way to give some people something to look at. It's certainly up to you. Everyone should customize their message to match their brand and their comfort level. So let's go up and go to, hopefully you're going to be able to see my new tab. And I'm going to double check in here to see that you see my Google. If anyone is chatting, let me know if there's a problem. So I'm going to type in Ellen Collins. Actually, I think her website is Selling with Ellen. Selling with Ellen. I don't want to go in as her admin. I just want to go in at her website as a consumer would. And let's go to her webpage. I want to make everybody aware that InTouch has recently added, or Market Leader has added, a new properties, my properties page. And just to check out Ellen's custom photos, they look beautiful. So you can upload your own banner images from one of your listings. So be aware that that's available to you. So go to my properties page. This is something that Kim Berger did, and I got many, many copies of it, and it's super easy to do. And it's something we should be doing as a best practice, is making sure people are looking at our properties. So this is a new page that's been created for you. My properties, it shows all of your listings and all of your sales. So it's really a comprehensive guide, and it's done for you. So let's go up here. You go to feature listings. We're copying the URL. I'm going to go back into Market Leader. So I've got where I want to send those people. So I'm going to highlight the click here to learn about my new listings. You can put here, you could put the hyperlink only in here, which maybe since we've customized the color, we'll do that. So click here. I go up to the toolbar that's up here with all the fonts, and I insert a hyperlink. And then I hit Control V, and that sends those people to the feature listings page. Let's make here all caps, and then hit OK. So they know that that's a blue hyperlink that they can learn about properties that are available. So that's an example. So I'm going to save this, and let me delete this because that's kind of absurd. I don't want to save anything in her Market Leader that she would never want to accidentally send out. So I'm going to delete that and make sure that that is centered in case she does want to send something like this out. And let's change the color. The pink no longer makes any sense. We'll do this in black. Okay. Click here to learn about my new listings. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is hit save. You want to make sure all of your information is in here, sellingwithellen.com. Hit save. And I'm going to put edited so she knows in case she goes in after the fact that she might want to preview this and make sure that it's what she wants. So we're going to save that. It'll take just a minute. I'm going to check in and see if anybody has any chats or text from me. So let's see. I don't see any chats. Okay. So it's saving. It's going to take just a minute. And then I want to remind everybody how to eblast out. And then I'm going to do a really fun little property text. Apparently my Wi-Fi in the basement is not very good. Or InTouch is super loaded right now. There's probably marketing people like myself doing classes on this all across. The Content Hub, just to kill the time here, that's the COVID-19, that red button at the top of your CB desk. There are about 5 or 6 different images that say we're here for you, or virtual marketing in a virtual world. There's softer messages, which I think are very nice, nice to go out. I'm not sure why this is taking so long, but I hope you guys get a chance to, were able to attend the 1 o'clock presentation yesterday from corporate. I thought they had a lot of good ideas. I downloaded a couple of new apps that I'd not used before. based on their recommendations. And Kevin Casey sent out the presentation yesterday to his team, and it listed all the different apps that people use. So let's see if we can go over here and try this again. Let's see here. Okay. Is it still going? It is still going. Gosh darn. Let me hit cancel and see if I can get out of that. I don't know why this is going so slowly. Might be that there are thousands of us on Wi-Fi. But let me walk you through some of the property stuff. We do have the capability with a couple of different steps to include video, to send people to your property page, which you really should be doing all the time. In fact, let me see if I can go in. Okay, so here's Ellen's. While we're waiting, I just want to remind everybody, instead of creating something in Canva or in another more creative design format, it's really a great idea to use your website to draw people in rather than giving them a more attractive but a still image. That's my personal feeling on that. If you think that the property really needs to stand out, you can do something graphically attractive in another program. For instance, like Listing Concierge, but also include the link to the information. So while we're waiting for this other image to save, I want to remind you that the listings is here, and you can go to your listing, market my listing. Okay, I think this is a newer one, I'm not sure. So you go to your market my listings. If you're doing an open house, and someday soon we will be again, you can go to an office, my office listings, or my sold. So if you have a just sold, you could go to my sold listings, but these are her active listings. I'm going to go over here under the Get Noticed page. You go to Post on Facebook. And I'm going to put this on the LaGrange page, share to a page that you manage. Even though the image is not showing up here, it should be. And then put some text like, this is a great home, first floor master, whatever you want to put in there. And then down here, we're going to post to Facebook. You want to make sure you've put it to a page that you manage. Actually, I want to put this to the LaGrange page and say something there. But when people click on it, they will go to your website. So that's kind of an important thing so that they learn about your property and your other listings as well. So this is still chug-a-lugging. I'm not sure what's going on there. So that's something that you should always be using as a best practice. So let's go back into marketing and let's try something else since this is kind of chugging here. So I'm going to go back to Marketing Center. I go to email and video marketing. And I want to remind everybody how to use a listing enabled. And there are different images. So a high-end realtor that I saw recently did a beautiful InTouch. It was an InTouch. Let's see if we have any global luxury, if she has those. Let's see. Hit search. Okay, she doesn't have global luxury. Okay, so let's say we select one of these. This one has a custom headline. This one has one large image and two smaller images. So let's try one of these. Or let's see, is there another one that has little text? Okay, this is one I was going to show you. Okay, so let's say you have several listings, and we're going to go back to her listings, market my listings. And let's go back and try one of these guys. So she's got, we just did a promotion for 287 Oak Street. Okay. Oh, did I just close it down? Sure looks like it. Marketing Center. Sorry, guys. I'm bouncing around. Email marketing. Listing enabled. So it'll pull everything, and then we're going to go down here. And this will be an example if you had, so 287 Oak Street. Okay, so you type it in. If it's in your office, it'll pull up the information. We hit personalize. And you could put 287 offered at $849, 4-bedroom, 4.1 baths. Okay, so let's show you an example of what you want to do here. So let's say that you have a slideshow for this property. You could insert a slideshow. So let me go in. Actually, let me start with something else. Let's go to changing this to say, click here for all the details. And we will insert a hyperlink. And we're going to go back to her web page as a consumer, go to My Properties page, and we want to go to 287 Glen Ellen. So I don't want to send them to the general page. I want to send them to the actual properties page. So I'm clicking on that. And then you see that this is the 287 Oak Street, Glen Ellen. So all the photos, all the taxes, everything's available. So this is complete content for these people. So you're going to copy this, the URL in the top, and we are going to insert a hyperlink here. So you highlight the text there, you insert a hyperlink, and you hit Control V, and that's the property page, and you hit OK. So that will tell them that all the information is there. There's a hyperlink. You could say something like, click here for all the photos. However you want to phrase it is up to you. So people can still look online, but they just can't visit the home. So let me see if there is a TV show or a slideshow for this. So I'm going to go into Listing Concierge. And hopefully you guys are toggling between the two. Go to Chicago. You guys won't see this. I'm logging in as somebody else. So I'm going into the office dashboard. And again, you won't have to do this. Go to LaGrange. I've been getting some funny videos from people. At least that's been making me laugh. So let's say the TV show is done, and I'm going to pick an older listing just as an example. So this one, I would assume, I think it's been on her platform for a while. I'm going to click on this. Listing details, so I'm going into her listing concierge to see if I can access either the TV show, which I can. So I'm going into listing concierge, I'm clicking on it. I'm going to the TV and video, which appears on the left-hand side. And then I want to get the information on it. So I click on air date and YouTube. Now, if you're emailing something out from InTouch, you don't download it, you need the URL. So I'm copying this. And I'm going to copy this here. And I'm going to hit pause, which is fine. Okay, so here it is. We are going to 4890 Elm, Western Springs. So I'm putting the address above. I'm clicking here. I'm mostly showing you the technical stuff. I don't know if I would bounce all over the place on these and put a video halfway through the eblast. I'd probably start with a video. But let's click on this image. Instead of inserting a different photo, I'm going to insert a video. So I click that play button. Now it's very important that before you insert the URL to bring the video to your eblast, you have to stretch it first. It's super frustrating to get everything that you've done and then have it shrink down. So that's pretty good size. It's not the appropriate dimensions, but it'll work. So then I copy and I pasted, or I'm going to paste this YouTube URL, and I'm going to hit submit. So the beauty of Listing Concierge is it loads everything to YouTube with a click of a button, and it just allows everything in one place. So you can get the slideshows, you can get all the information you need is there, and it's done for you, and you can launch it onto YouTube. So this one is 48. Let's go to her page and go to, we're going to search it. Let's go to her properties and go to 48. It might be sold. I don't even know. So she might have sold that one. 48. I don't see it on here. Maybe somebody's chatting that I've passed it. Oh, here it is. This is the first one. So I'm going to open this to, again, get the URL for the property page. So you give them all the information. So it's 4819 Fair Elms. I'm going to go back. That one's dead to me. And we're going to say 4819 Fair Elms. Either somebody just joined or somebody sent me a text. So let me find out in just 1 second. So I'm going to insert another link. Click here for all the details on 4819 Fair Elms. We're going to click the here. We're going to highlight it. And we insert the hyperlink on the word here. I'm putting the URL for the property page so it takes them exactly to where they should be. They don't have to search around, and hit OK. And that is a great way to promote your newest listing and all of your other listings in one place. So you would just go straight through and do all the others. So I don't know if this is going to be too big to save. eblast with video and links as an example. And I think this is probably it's probably going to take me too long. Let me check the chat and see if I have any questions. I'm going to go to the chat. Okay, Chick, can you explain the difference between InTouch contacts and Prospect Square? Thank you very much for giving me something to talk about while these things are saving. So InTouch is set up to communicate with, oh, it looks like it's saved right away. So I'm going to hit exit. Let me answer your question though first. InTouch is tied to your MLS. So it is for property marketing and website management. You can also post to your Facebook, as we just showed, from InTouch. But you can also communicate to agents. If you have built your own agent list from MLS, you can upload those there. The contacts, you should have your sphere in both places. And I know that sounds like a lot of work. In fact, it's pretty easy to upload a list from one to the other. InTouch sends out marketing property e-blasts. So you could send an e-blast to an open house, a price change, or you could send out all of your listings or all of the office listings in an e-blast to your clients through InTouch. And let me clarify. The contacts should be organized by how you communicate to them. So primary sphere in Prospect Square are your friends and family and previous clients. That's a really good group that you want to be communicating with regularly. You don't want to over communicate or over e-blast them, but you do want to be sending them some information. If you have them in one place but not the other, you should export them from the one and import them to another. And if you need help with that, your OA might have access to your accounts and be able to export them from one to the other. But make sure that you communicate that you say, I want all of my contacts that are not agents or these groups, if you have them in a group name, to go from one to the other. Prospect Square is Clients for Life, which is the client engagement platform that sends them a chance to win an Amazon gift card. I think they got rid of one of the farmers market guides because of obviously what's going on, and they're going to replace it with an Amazon gift card. That's a great tool to reach out to people and say, I know you're getting a lot of emails, but this is your chance to get something delivered to your home through Amazon. We're giving away a $500 gift card and 3 $250 Amazon gift cards and a bunch of $50 gift cards. So there's usually 3 winners per office. Most of them are probably $50. But that's a great way to say, how are you? Are you okay? This is a chance for you to win. So if you have a second, that'd be great. I hope you're doing okay. Prospect Square also can communicate about your listings. So if you request from your listing concierge person, say, please create an e-flyer for my Prospect Square. They will send you a proof. You can change it or approve it, and then say, please load to my Prospect Square and send out. And they'll do that for you. So let me see if there's any other. Let me first of all show you guys how to send this. And we're not really going to send it, but so we have hit save. We have exported or hit exit. And then once this is the preview of what this is going to look like, I didn't change anything down here. Your property website should be included there. Hit compose email. And this is incomplete, but we're running out of time. So, so you hit who you want it to go to. Sometimes this comes up on a property page or a property eblast. I tend to delete it, but you could leave that there as well. Hit the TO button and it'll access your clients. So let's see if I am in hers. Ann Callaghan. I would assume I'm in here because I do test, but apparently I'm not. So let's see if we can send this to Ellen herself. I don't know if she's in the class. Ellen Collins. Okay, so we're going to send this to her. So you find out who you want to send it to and hit add, and then they appear on the right. Now, generally, these people should be in groups. So you could send this to other agents. You could send this to your clients. You could customize it to an individual. But if you send it to a group, you hit add, and they would go over to the right, and you would hit save changes. So it's going to go out to Ellen and say, this is just a test sent to you. And it is just ideas, something like that. So she knows it didn't go out. Sent to you, blah, blah, blah. So I see who it's going to. You might get some red names up there that come up in bright red. That means that they've either unsubscribed or you have a bad email. And then at the bottom, we hit send. And that is how we do that. So I'm going to go back to the chat and see if anybody has any other questions. Let me go ahead and unmute everybody and see if I still have a hard time navigating who's here. So let's hit the +18 and see if I can unmute everybody. Nope. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions for me today? I hear somebody, yay. Did anybody have any questions? Chick's got her thing on. What you got?
I just unmuted. I think the unmute has to be done individually.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I've unmuted everybody. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off? I just wanted to remind everybody to look at those links that I sent you this morning. There, if you didn't go to the expo yesterday at 1 o'clock, that had a lot of really good ideas. We're just going to have to change our approach, and we have to adapt and capitalize on some of the technology that we have. And I think once we get comfortable with Teams, once we get comfortable with doing a more sophisticated e-blast to people and providing more information, it's going to just build your business. Things are going to slow down for a while, there's no question. But if we can start using these things and get it until it comes second nature, it's just going to be better for everybody. The market leader presentation, they're very upbeat and very problem solving in their approach. And they actually didn't even talk a ton about their market leader product, which is your InTouch website and your eblast. They talked about really just embracing technology and saying and personalizing it and And one of the quotes that they said at the 1 o'clock meeting yesterday was, it's like you've had a Porsche in your driveway all these years and all you've done is drive it around the block. Now we're going to hit the highway. And I thought that was very funny. So anyway, I hope you guys found that helpful. Um, Take some time to go through your contacts and organize them and delete old ones and feel like they're in a good place so you know who you're communicating with, and then set up some campaigns that you think would be of interest to your clients without over communicating to them, and then set it and forget it and you're done. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, everybody, and I am going to sign off if there's no more questions. You can unmute yourself if you have a question, and if not, I'm going to stop the recording. And and